Venezuelan gang member allegedly recruiting middle school students down in Houston. But first, let's check out what Bill Clinton had to say.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted, and that doesn't happen, and America is not having enough babies to keep our population.
Bill Clinton's out there campaigning for Kamala Harris and just basically campaigned for Donald Trump. I mean, he's talking about Lincoln Riley's death, which happened at the hands of a Venezuelan illegal alien. Raped and killed her. And Bill Clinton knows this would not have happened if they've been properly vetted. Yeah, and Bill Clinton is a popular former president for the Democrats. Very high approval ratings, but anyway, let's go to what's going on down in Houston.
A Venezuelan gang is making their presence felt here in Houston.
That's right. One of the members was arrested this week, and allegedly the gang is recruiting Houston middle school students. Fox 26's Jonathan Mejia is live in Bel Air with that story. Jonathan.
People in this community tell me they were unaware of the gang, but were not surprised to hear that middle school students are allegedly being recruited for a large-scale shoplifting ring.
A lot of things have happened, that you hear about on the news. So if it's happening elsewhere, it might also be happening in our neighborhood as well, and we're just not aware of it.
I think it's really bad for the neighborhood and for the community, and I think the police department or the authorities, they need to do something with it before we get into the really bad situation.
This is Jorgenis Robinson Cova. He's 32 years old, and he's from Venezuela. He entered the country illegally 2 years ago, and on Monday, he was arrested by Texas DPS and is suspected of recruiting middle school students both at Las Americas and Jane Long Academy, both with Houston ISD.
Well, I think that's a very dangerous thing to do, and I think the parents should be made aware of it.
Tren de Aragua is a transnational criminal organization from Venezuela. Their members have been hard to identify. However, in recent weeks, arrests have been made in Houston, San Antonio, El Paso, Colorado, and New York.
They are immigrants. They are innocent. We're from Central America, and we pay the price for the bad actions of other immigrants. I hope one day the authorities can put a stop to it all. As Hispanics, we pay the price for everything. They treat us like delinquents, like we're bad people, and unfortunately, it's because our own people give us a bad reputation.
Wow.
Governor Abbott is offering a reward of up to $5,000 for any information that leads to the identity or arrest of a potential TDA gang member. For now, reporting live in...
Yeah, Governor Abbott has cracked down on this gang here in Texas, designated them a terrorist organization. We have 9 anti-gang centers around the state to go after these people. But that person's right. These bad actors give everybody else a bad name. There are a lot of people who want to come to this country to assimilate and live the American dream. But then you have people like that guy right there in the video I just showed you, who is recruiting young people out of a middle school, and allegedly recruiting them from a middle school and to join a gang, do gang activity. The people who come here for the right reasons don't want to be associated with that nonsense. So yeah, he's right. These thugs and these gang members give people a bad rep. Let's keep going. This is from El Paso. We talked about this a couple months ago, I believe, about what was going on at the Gateway Hotel, and somebody was tied to that for prostituting women out of that location.
Thank you. The New York Post is reporting a suspected Tren de Aragua member accused of prostituting a woman was operating out of the Gateway Hotel in downtown El Paso. Estefania Primera is being charged with human trafficking. The New York Post is reporting that Primera...
It's a stand-up citizen right there.
...is a Tren de Aragua member who goes by the name La Barbie. Court documents say a victim came forward and alleged that Primera had drugged her with fentanyl and forced her into prostitution several times. Documents say the victim entered the U.S. illegally last year, and documents also say the victim refused to take part. That is when Primera drugged the victim. Court documents detail extensive abuse. It reveals that Primera allegedly arranged for men to have sex with the victim. Documents say the victim showed her injuries to the hotel manager, who allegedly said her husband was to blame for the injuries. On September 10th, the victim escaped the hotel with the help of a woman and made her way to Border Patrol. Jail records show Primera remains in custody on a $200,000 bond. Thank you.
Great job for her escaping. Yeah, but that's scary stuff. These things are happening, and great job for Texas DPS and authorities taking this very seriously in our state. And you see, there have been more stories coming out I've been reporting on of people tied to this gang being taken into custody. This is all a part of Governor Abbott's plan to crack down on this gang before it gets too out of control. We don't want this gang spreading throughout El Paso, spreading throughout Dallas, spreading throughout Houston, San Antonio, etc. So that's why it's very important to get a hold of this, put a lid on it before it gets out of control. We don't want to see large swaths of communities taken over by a TDA. There are people in the comments of one of my previous videos saying, well, I thought this wasn't happening in Texas. No, the thing is that it can happen anywhere. It is happening in Texas, but it's about what you do about this, how you handle it. And Governor Abbott has made this a priority to crack down on this gang. So yes, there are things happening. Texas is a big state. People have come across the border illegally, but we are getting ahead of it right now before it's too late. So I want to share this with you because it's very important to keep that you're aware of these stories that are going on in our state, specifically, so you can keep your eyes open and so you can know that this is a top priority for the Texas government. So yeah, we need to keep these criminals out of our state and out of the country as a whole. This is number one priority for me is border security. And more importantly than anything else, no more reason for that being a priority is this stuff right here, this illegal activity. I'm more worried about this than anything else. This is a safety issue. It's a public safety issue. We have to get a hold of it. But all right, guys, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.